And we're back. Um, I had our first crash of the day, and I actually feel pretty lucky about that, being this far in. But anyway, before we had that technical difficulty, uh, again, the storm uh, looks to be over over the radar site, and we've got a damage report now, uh, 3 miles northeast of Leesville. Now, this is where we were seeing the debris signature. There's a report from the public of trees uprooted and a roof blown off of a house. So it looks like we do have some structural and tree damage near Leesville now. Um, So this is this has a history of producing a tornado. Um, this is still, I believe, right over the radar site, so we're gonna have a hard time still seeing much of this. So okay, looks like it's now starting to come on the other side of the radar site, and I don't see the appendage that we had earlier. Now look at this storm to the west, though. There's a little bit of rotation showing up on this one, and we go back to reflectivity. This one's got a hook on it. So if you're south of Lulano or New Lalano, some I think I butchered that name too, but uh, along US 171, southwest of North Fort Polk, we've got another thunderstorm that looks like it's trying to rotate, and maybe try to produce a tornado. Um, so, again, south of uh, southwest of Jackson, west of I-55, we've got several what looks to be supercells developing. So we'll have to watch that. And there we just lost the tornado warning. So the original area of rotation is clearly gone. Um, but we do have, well, and that is gone too. So we've lost those areas of rotation that we had earlier. Although I'm really watching the storm near south of North Fort Polk. I don't like that this thing has an appendage on it, um, and that one could certainly produce a tornado very quickly. Um, the supercell that is now uh, moving out of Texas and moving into Louisiana. We'll look at this from a different view. Uh, Now that one's got a long hook with it, a long skinny one. That one looks very disorganized. I don't see much in the way there, so that is a good sign. Um, we've got this one, these cluster of storms west of all of the current storms, and we'll have to watch and see what happens with those. But let's go back. Let's go back over here. Let's look at this from New Orleans. And we're not going to see a whole lot with that. With these two severe thunderstorm warnings, those are going to be my main focus now, unless we get other tornado warnings. But these are the storms that we've kind of been worried about all day long, developing and moving into an area that definitely could produce some pretty strong tornadoes. So if we go into these storms, that one's got a hook over Woodville. If we go to velocity, now this is going to be looking kind of far away, but those are going to get closer and closer to the radar site, so we'll get a better idea as time goes on whether or not these will produce or will begin to rotate and potentially produce tornadoes. Looking at the big picture now, you got the severe thunderstorm warning with that disorganized supercell here. You've got the one that's over the radar site, or getting close to the radar site now. You've got severe thunderstorm warnings along the line, and then you've got two severe thunderstorm warnings with two supercells moving into southern Mississippi, and that's kind of eerie. Sounds like last week. Then you've got two severe thunderstorm warnings in Alabama with the line, a low line right here. And we actually have severe thunderstorm warnings in southern Georgia. Let's look at those real quick. And these are two developing supercells, and it may be even a third one to the west of that. So this is near Valdosta. If we look at the eastern severe warning, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Clinch County in southeastern Georgia. If we this storm is capable of producing 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. And then you have the other warning, and this is a severe thunderstorm warning for south central Berrien, Lanier, and northern Lowndes counties in Georgia. This is a thunderstorm that's moving east at 35 miles an hour and is also capable of 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. So, excuse me. So we'll have to watch these. Now, here's something I noticed. You see this line right here. This is a boundary that if the boundary moves north and these storms anchor along this boundary, then we could be talking about rotating thunderstorms. So again, we'll have to watch these very, very carefully. But again, if we go back to the west, looking, okay, so now we're getting more damage reports near Stonewall, 2 miles southeast of Stonewall. This is in southeastern Mississippi. Trees were blown down near County Road 164 and Country Road 165, and rotation was seen in this location and debris was falling. So this could be tornado damage. And then again, 3 miles northwest of Quitman, trees were blown down in the 2000 block of Mississippi Highway 513 north of Quitman. So it seems that we've had a lot of damage near the Quitman area. And then we've also got a 54 mile per hour wind gust with the line near 2 miles southeast of Lost Gap near Meridian. So here's the line. It got severe warnings on it. So, but we may have had a tornado earlier. So now, if we go back to the line that I've been concerned about, again, we've got at least 2, if not 3 supercells in this area, and the far southern one is the one that I'm really concerned about potentially producing a tornado. So you definitely want to watch that, and we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Let's see. And looking at some things, looking at the environment that's in place for these. Southern Mississippi is going to be the best environment for this. So if let's do this. If you are anywhere along or south of Hattiesburg, this is the area that I'm concerned about for these thunderstorms to be moving in that area, for the possibility of some strong tornadoes. These storms are moving into an increasingly better environment. They're staying somewhat semi-discrete, and this is let's look at it from a different view. This is starting to get a bit concerning with this southern supercell. So currently no tornado warnings, so we're just going to stay with these Mississippi storms because of where they're heading. We're gonna watch these, and we'll see what happens with these. And right over now, this is Jackson, not Mississippi, but Jackson, Louisiana, and now we've got a bit of an appendage here. Again, this is in an area where it's going to be hard to see, but towards the Hattiesburg area is where I'm going to be concerned with. Okay, we've got a new tornado warning now. If we look at this from a different view, this is a tornado warning for the line near Needham. If we go in, this is a tornado warning for central Choctaw County in southwestern Alabama until 6:30 Central. So for the next 45 minutes, and this is a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado moving east at 50 miles an hour. If we look at velocity, it's going to be from really high up. Yeah, it's real hard to say what's going on there. Getting a lot of damage reports in it after this line had moved through the Meridian area, just west of there, 2 miles northeast of Chunky, Mississippi. A large tree limb was blown down across the road along New Providence Church Road near Chunky. And then we've got another one 4 miles southwest of Prismatic. Trees were blown down along Gilbert Joyner Road in far northern Lauderdale County. Regardless of whether this is a tornado or straight line winds, this line does have a history of producing tornadoes, or excuse me, damage. And I wish let's try to look at it from Mobile. And, well, so a little bit better. There's definitely some rotation in there, but this is very high up. So again, if you're near Needham, you should have been taking cover. If you're near land, you should have been taking cover. Butler, you're outside the tornado warning, but you're in the severe thunderstorm warning. Take cover. Fortunately, this looks like this is in relatively sparsely populated area. This is probably now crossed Highway 17, State Route 17. This is eventually going to be moving towards Dixon's Mills and Sweetwater as well. So heads up there. Other than that, it looks like this is in pretty sparsely populated area. And I really don't even have any highways to go over until it gets to that point. So if you're in central Choctaw County in this tornado warning, take cover. I think we are going to let's see. Hang on a second. Okay. So we're gonna go away from this warning just because uh, there's not many locations to talk about here. This has likely crossed Highway 17, and until we get a new tornado warning, if we do, that involves more populated areas, it's hard to talk about rural areas when there's no reference points. So let's go back down to these supercells that are getting ready to move into Mississippi out of Louisiana. Um, and let's look at it from reflectivity. So again, we've got this supercell north of Clinton, uh, Louisiana. This is going to be moving towards the Macomb area. Um, and well, one thing I do not like, I don't know if you can see this, but if this supercell stays on its current path, this is going to be affecting the exact same areas. Here's Bassfield. There's Bassfield, there's Seminary, and then there's Laurel. And the tornado that happened earlier is not too far north of that area too. So southern Mississippi in the last week has really been hit hard. And if this current supercell doesn't deviate from its current path, it's going to be affecting very hard hit areas. The problem is also that if it does turn more to the right, that's going to take it closer in towards Hattiesburg. Not a good situation. I know this area is very primed for rapid development. So this is not good. Um, so let's see. Again, current places in the path are Clinton, Felixville, Peoria, Liberty, Macomb, Magnolia, Pricedale. So if you're in any of those areas, you want to take cover. This storm could develop very rapidly. Um, Hang on. Okay. Again, so radar is picking up on also 2-inch diameter hail, and this is one of the concerns that we had too. A lot of these storms didn't uh, get up quite to that strength, uh, and it apparently had produced pea-sized hail further to the southwest when it was weaker. So is that another? So now we've got another report of a tree was blown down across U.S. Highway 11, just north of Enterprise. Um, a lot of damage uh, from earlier, and so you know, um, looks like